Om Shanti. More than all the gyan we share and we hear, just 5 minutes of an experience is more than enough. Don't you think so? So it's like all theory on one side, but when you get practical evidence of that, you don't need any more theory. Because often when we listen to spiritual principles, ways of thinking, ways of being, it all sounds right because it is right. It also resonates with us because we know it is right. But the only important question is, does this really work in practical day-to-day living? And that's why we need evidence. Like we need evidence in science, we also need evidence in spirituality. So to begin with, the evidence is always somebody else's experience because we haven't yet done the experiment. So the evidence is someone else's experience. Listening to someone else's experience, we take that step to experiment. And once we experiment and we get the result, then that becomes our truth. That becomes our truth. That becomes our conviction. It requires a lot of humility for a person who said, I had a good amount of ego, to stand in front of his own people, not an outside program where nobody knows him much, and where somebody will probably just see him for an hour and never see him again, but to stand in front of a gathering which is your own fraternity, with whom you have worked and with whom you are going to continue to work, to stand there and say that I hated somebody and to say that I instigated my interns also to hate her, it requires amazing amount of humility to come here and stand. So I think he really deserves an applause for that humility. How many of us have the courage to be able to say this? Do we have the courage to be able to say that? Did he even think twice that everybody could hold it against him for the rest of their life? Anybody can actually look at him and say, oh, you are that kind of a person. You were actually doing something like this. But he did not bother about anything. This is when ego starts and self-respect is up. And when your self-respect rises, you live through your truth. Then it doesn't really matter what other people think about you. It is about you know who you are, you know what you were, you know where you've reached, and you know where you want to go. And you're ready to share the truth. So isn't that humility? Isn't that humility? Yes? Would you have been able to do this 5-6 years back? We are the other way around. The other way around is when somebody says, I think you have a problem with her. And the person, no, not at all. I don't have any problem with anybody. Don't we do that? Because people around us can see that we have a problem. We also know we have a problem, but we don't even acknowledge it to ourselves, leave alone acknowledging it to anybody else. And even if we believe there is a problem, then the problem is with them, not with me. The problem is not with me. The problem is with her. And that's the reason why the problem only goes on. What happens to the problem? So I will feel the problem is with her, and she will feel the problem is with me, and we will live with it that it's this person who is the cause of the problem, and then we will wait for them to change. And that person will feel we are the cause of the problem, and they will wait for us to change. And what is clashing in between is my ego with their ego. And while both these egos are clashing, what's the vibration that's getting radiated? What's the energy that's getting radiated into the environment? What's the energy? Negative, yes. But what are the emotions in that energy? Ego. What else? Anger. Very good. Yes. Jealousy. Yes. Insecurity. So just my one thought process, which I'm not sorting out, it's like a gant ban gayi hai. So there's a knotting over there. And it can create ego, anger, jealousy, insecurity, fear, vulnerability, and it doesn't remain inside. So whatever I create here, it radiates. Radiates where? Into the air. And in the case of working in a healing center, you should change the word sometimes for yourself. The word and the vocabulary makes a lot of difference. When we hear the word hospital, then hospital equals to treatment. And we are the best in giving that treatment. So we feel everything is perfect. It's not just a hospital. It's a healing center. Yeah? Difference between a hospital and a healing center? What's the difference between a hospital and a healing center? So when we use the word hospital, what comes in mind? Doctors, treatment, equipment, infrastructure, the best. Doesn't need anything to change. It only is going to get better than the best and the best. But when we use the word healing center, then healing doesn't happen with equipment. Treatment happens with equipment. Healing doesn't happen with our skills. Treatment happens with our skills. Healing doesn't happen by what we write on the prescription sheet for them. Treatment happens by what we write on the prescription sheet. But healing happens just by entering into the space. Like, have you ever experienced enter into a place of meditation or a place of worship? Any place of worship. Just step into that temple, step into that mosque, into the church, into the gurdwara, into the ashram. Just step in with all the clutter on our mind, normal clutter, nothing wrong. And just you enter and you're there for a few minutes and you suddenly find your mind. Does it happen? Does it happen? Yes? That is where healing has started happening. Nobody has said anything to me, nothing has been done, nothing. But I am suddenly feeling a little more calmer. Calmer. And when the mind feels calmer, the body, will that have an effect on the body? Yes. Now, what is it in that place which caused my mind to feel calmer? What is it in that place? What is there in that place? Vibrations. Who created the vibrations of that place? Who created the vibrations of that place? Who created the vibrations of that place? Who creates the vibrations of a temple? We all. How do we create the vibrations? When we are in that space, so call that space one room, let's say. But when we are in that room, it's all high energy words. Every word that we will say is a prayer, is a chanting. It's a high energy word. Every thought we create is faith, love, divinity, seva, compassion. It's high energy words. We don't gossip in a temple, do we? Do we? No. And we are very humble there. Even if it's just in the mind. We go and say, I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like this, please forgive me. We say everything. Nobody's listening, no? Because it's happening all here. It's humility. And so when we are in that room, it's high energy words. All that we have to do is create high energy words, and then anyone who enters into that room, those high energy words influence them, and their low energy vibrations start settling down because energy flows from high to low and they start feeling higher. Now enter into a shopping mall. Is the energy different? Energy different? Yes. Enter into a restaurant. Energy different? Yes. Energy, enter into anyone's home. Energy is different, or all homes have same energy? No. Experiment an identical looking flat in a tower. 20 flats in a tower all look identical. Hypothetically, let's say all have identical furniture, which means they look identical. Just get into one house, come out, go into the next house, come out, go into the next house, come out. Will they all feel identical? No, vibration. So who's creating the energy of the house? We. So is it possible that we can create a home where people will enter into that house and they will say, I feel very nice coming to your place. Possible? Possible to create a home where people will come and say, you know what, I feel very peaceful coming to your house. Can we create that kind of house? Because we have to live in that. People will come only once in a while. And when people enter that house, they won't look at the furniture, they won't look at all those paintings and decorations, because the first thing that will touch them is like, बहुत शांति है यहाँ आकर, आपके घर आकर बड़ा सुकून मिलता है. Can we create a home like that? Would you want to create a home like that? Yes, and what would we have to do for that? What do we have to do to create a home like that? What do we have to do? Because you know what? We live in that house. Children are growing up in that house. So even if they've had an issue at work, there's something troubling their mind, when they will return home in the evening into that high energy space, that high energy space heals the mind. But nowadays, when there is a lot of stress in the house, when you enter the house, it even agitates your mind more than what it was agitated before. So we are not able to figure out whether my workplace has more stress or whether my house has more stress now. Earlier, when we used to do programs in corporates, they used to say Friday evening is like very good. We are going to be home for the weekend. Monday morning, the world used to call it Monday blues. Monday morning we have to go back to work. Now when we talk to them, they are not able to figure out which one is tougher. The Monday to Friday is tougher or the Saturday, Sunday is tougher. And sometimes they say, no, work is better, very tough at home. Now this is not a good sign, which means that healing center, which was there for me to ease out, energize myself and come back to work tomorrow in a different vibration, even that's no more there. In fact, I'm getting more agitated and stressed there. So that is the healing center. The healing center can be a place of worship. The healing center can be my home, and the healing center can be a healing center. Every person walking into this space. When we use the word hospital, we say they're not well. That's why they've come here. And when we say they're not well, we're actually meaning the body is not well. So anyone whose body is not well will come to a hospital. So hospital is equal to disease, is equal to treatment. But now we definitely know that anybody whose body is not well or whose family member's body is not well, their mind is also not happy. Right? And most of us, our body is falling ill because our mind is not happy, which means we are carrying stress. So we manifest a disease. When we create a disease, the mind gets even more stressed. So now visualize every person walking into this. How many people must be walking into this space on an average in a day? Average? Any idea? 3 to 4,000 in a day, right? In a day. We're not talking about hospital people. People walking, 3 to 4. Now visualize. Visualize the power you have over here. 3 to 4,000 people are walking in this space. Body may be healthy, may not be. They must be just a caregiver, some of them out of the 3,000-4,000. But 3,000-4,000 people are walking in with a little pain in the mind. Little pain means a little worry, a little fear, a little anxiety. For some, a lot of fear, anxiety. But there are no happy people walking in. Happy people are only the ones who are coming in those visiting hours just to meet and walk away. Apart from that, anybody who's coming in because they're coming to a hospital, they're not in a happy frame of mind. So I have the potential that 3,000-4,000 people are walking into my space on a daily basis. I need not be a doctor. Everyone's not going to be a doctor. Everyone's not going to be a nurse. We're going to play different roles. We're going to play administration. We could be in the back end. We could be in the kitchen. We could be wherever. You may probably not even meet the patient ever in your life because you are on a back end role. So we may not be directly into treatment. Indirectly we are. But we could all be healers. Can we all be healers? Yes? And we have the potential that our vibration can heal 3,000 people on a daily basis. What quality of karma do you think this is? What quality of karma do you think this is? It's like, when people stand on the road and everyone who comes, they're giving them a glass of water. People feel so relieved drinking that one glass of water. Or someone is coming distributing prasad. People are so relieved, they give them so much blessings. We got prasad. People are walking in pain. I am doing something which is creating a vibration, which is giving their mind a little. What do you think? What quality karma is that? What quality karma is that going to be? When somebody is thirsty, they get water, what blessings they give. But when somebody is emotionally and they get a little relief, just a little ease, what kind of karma would it be? How many blessings would you earn for that? How many blessings would you earn for that? And we're talking about 3,000-4,000 every single day. Every single day. So in a month, more than 1 lakh people. Do you think anybody, any profession in the world has this opportunity to create this kind of karma? Leave alone the beautiful karma of treating the body and sending them back healthy home. That is though another karma. But a karma of actually directly influencing 3,000 minds daily who are in pain. And when I look at that as my karma responsibility, then it doesn't take me time to clean up things here. My mind is not just my mind. My mind is energy which is in the room in which 3,000 people are walking every day who are in pain. Now, look at this graphically. You are in this room, this is your complete hospital. 3,000 people walk into this room every day. My thoughts create energy. They influence everyone's mind. Now, somebody said something to me which I did not like. It was over 1 hour back, but it's still on my mind. And I go like, ऐसे क्यों बोला? ऐसे क्यों बोला? ऐसे क्यों बोला? जिसको देखो मुझे ही आके डांटते रहते हैं. सारा दिन काम करो, वैल्यू तो कोई रखते भी नहीं है हमारी. बस. And I'm thinking, and I feel it's okay. It's normal to feel bad, right? When somebody says something like that. So it's normal to feel bad. It's normal to feel hurt. As long as I'm doing my work perfectly fine. I'm not making a single mistake in that. But now, every thought that I'm creating, a little irritation, a little hurt, a little pain, is radiating into this room. My thought doesn't stay inside. Vibration energy cannot be put into a box. Energy vibrates. So my thought that I'm creating that noise inside doesn't stay here. It goes into this room and my thoughts are of pain and people who are walking in pain. So what am I doing to their pain? What am I doing to their pain? बोलिए, what am I doing to their pain? बोलो बोलो अच्छे से बोलो. What am I doing to their pain? I am adding pain to their pain only because I am allowing myself to be in pain. And this is not happening only once, it's happening every day. Second thing that will happen. They are walking in with pain, so they are also carrying energy. They are also carrying a vibration. If I don't protect myself, then their vibration of pain is going to influence me. Yes? Their vibration of pain is going to influence me. What do I do to protect myself so that I do not consume their vibration of pain? Why people say healthcare, stress is normal? It's not because of the high pressure work that you are doing. The stress is not because of what you are doing. The stress is because of the vibration which you are meeting every single day, every single time. So if this is your OPD or the room where you're treating, and this is you sitting here, and this is your table, and across the table, one who's not well and one or two with them. Even if you, on an average, you meet everybody for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, who are not in the best frame of happy mind, then while you are talking, medicine, treating, whatever, we are not aware, but their vibrations of pain are reaching us. It's like COVID, it quietly comes. You may be talking something else, and in the meantime, you've got their COVID. And that's why during COVID, what did you all do? You all put those big, I don't know what you do. I saw in Delhi, they put those big plastic sheets around the doctor everywhere, so that the doctor would talk to the patient, but with that plastic sheet. And if they were actually going to meet any COVID patient, then you were wearing your PPE kit. Protection. Protection. So similarly, we need a plastic sheet which does not allow the vibrations of the other person to come to me. Physical infection, we know. Emotional infection. Emotional infection. So what is a very high risk thing in a healing center is emotional infection. It's emotional infection. Because we are not working in a happy space. We are working in a space where there's pain. So what should we do so that people's energy or vibration does not influence me? What should we do? What should we do? हाँ, क्या करेंगे? Do you think you can feel the vibes of people? How many of you can feel vibrations of people? We all can feel. People can also feel ours. Only we can't feel people's. People can also feel our vibrations. Whether we can feel them or not feel them, we're definitely exchanging them. Mine going to you and yours coming to me. So when you were trained or taught or educated to become a doctor or a nurse, you were dealing only with the body. Actually, it should be a part of medical school grooming. That you are not dealing only with an unwell body, you are dealing with a pain mind, with which you are going to work for the rest of your life. So you have to learn to protect yourself from emotional infection of other people. Like in a hospital, it's so important, hand wash, sanitizing. Come out from here, wash your hands, go into that room, wash your hands, go there again. Why? Because I'll catch the infection and I'll give it to another person. But what about the emotional vibration? We catch it from one person and we also take it to another person. So what should you do? Visualize. Don't matter. Doesn't matter who comes in. We don't get distracted. Look here straight. Now look. This is your vibration. This is where someone has come in. How do you protect yourself from somebody's vibration? What would we have to do? क्या करना पड़ेगा? Very good. Go higher. Go higher. You know why? Because energy cannot flow like this. Energy never flows from low to high. Energy will always flow from high to low. Energy can never flow like this. Energy will always flow from high to low. Suppose hypothetically somebody is coming at a frequency of 20 and I am at a frequency of 30. So we are very... And when we are very close in our vibration, then I will get affected with that vibration of 20. And over a period of time, meeting a lot of people at 20, 10, 15, 20, 10, I may have started the day with 30. And by the end of the day, I may go to 25. Does that happen? Don't call it tiredness. Tired is different. Tired is different. Tired is my body is tired. My body is tired. Check vibrationally where am I in the morning and where am I in the evening. So if I don't take care of myself, because I'm meeting a lot of people who are going through pain, then I would have started the day at 30 and at the end of the day I'll be at 20 at 20. But a little dip, not that we go like this, but just a little dip. But then every day same work, every day meeting same people. And then over a period of time, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, healthcare professionals go through issues in their own life sometimes because they're going through pain, vibrations every single day without protecting themselves. So there's only one way to protect ourselves. And that's very important. And in the coming times, it's going to get even tougher. Don't you feel after COVID, people have come in more pain? Yes or no? Yes. You know, post-COVID, 30% there has been a rise in the country in mental health issues. Mental health, we're not even talking emotional health, no, mental health issues. High rate in suicide, high rate in divorce. All this nothing to do with COVID, so we're not even talking COVID statistics. So, and with all that disturbance on my mind, I will come to a healing center and we, without wearing our mask, we will start treating them. The mask of protecting ourselves from emotional vibrations of people. And there's only one way. Only one way. I have to keep myself very high. So when I keep myself high, two things happen. One, I don't get affected by what's happening. But two, my vibrations will start influencing them. And they will say, आपसे मिलकर ही बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. सिस्टर, आपने इंजेक्शन लगाया, वो तो जो करेगा सो करेगा, बस आप आए 2 मिनट मिले ना, मुझे लग रहा है मेरा दर्द ही चला गया. होता है कि नहीं ऐसा होता? डॉक्टर साहब आपसे मिलकर मुझे लग रहा है कि अब तो सब ठीक हो जाएगा. अभी तक नो ट्रीटमेंट हैज स्टार्टेड. नथिंग हैज हैपेंड. बट व्हाट हैज हैपेंड? In a times where people are flooded with lot of information, this happens in hospitals, that happens in hospitals, this can happen, that news, media, people's experiences, I could be walking in with doubt. And then here I meet somebody who's at that high vibrational energy. Just meeting them, I say, I know I'm in the right place. We don't need any awards, any certificates, anything to convince people that we are right. We only need right vibrations for people to be forced to get convinced that we are right. Because everything else can be manipulated. Vibrations cannot be manipulated. Vibrations cannot be manipulated. You cannot change your vibration for 10 minutes. It's your aura which walks with you. And so if that aura has authenticity, it has transparency, it has integrity, it has sincerity, it has humility, let the whole world say, oh, ye doctor bilkul galat hai. You sit there, the patient will come and he'll say, पता नहीं डॉक्टर साहब के बारे में मैंने तो इतना सब गलत सोचा था, but no, I am 100% certain I am in the right place. Vibrations overpower, change the mind of the other person. So in a time when we say patient-doctor communication is also getting affected, how do we create that back, that faith, that unconditional acceptance? There's only one way, raise our vibration. Raise our vibration, don't prove yourself. Don't prove yourself. Vibrations will prove you who you are. And then the mind of that patient will go from doubt to faith. You know, we know in the country there are faith healers. We all know there are faith healers. They are not doctors. They are faith healers. People just go to them, blind faith, surrender. And then they will say, मैं गया, मैं ठीक हो गया. कैसे ठीक हो गए? कुछ किया नहीं, कोई इलाज नहीं, कुछ नहीं, कैसे ठीक हो गए? Faith. Faith. बस उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया, उन्होंने बस ऐसे किया, मेरे इतने सालों का दर्द ठीक हो गया. Faith. If faith can heal, doubt can slow down healing. Doubt can slow down healing. So it becomes our moral responsibility that faith has to be instilled again, but it cannot be instilled by talking. It has to be instilled only by raising our vibration. So while we are taking care of everybody else, the first person we need to take care of is you know that World Physician Association, they have an oath for doctors, which is all about taking care of the others. And then a few years back, they changed and they created a new line in that oath. And it was, doctor, first take care of yourself. Because lack of self-care creates compassion fatigue. When we are on a flight, every single flight, without, the air hostess will say, if there is a turbulence, oxygen mask will fall down. What to do? What to do when the oxygen mask falls down? What does she say? Put it on yourself first. Can you visualize you in the center? You're one child on one side, the other child on the other side, and she says, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Will you be able to do that? But it's the rule of care. It's the rule of protection. That to take care of others, to protect others, we have to start first with self. Now, what will happen when I raise my vibration? What will happen when I raise my vibration? Raising our vibration means my ego will start going. What will start happening to my relationships with everybody? First at home. What will happen to my relationships when my vibrations start going higher? What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? क्या होगा? आप में से किसी को गुस्सा आता है? हीलिंग सेंटर में गुस्सा होना चाहिए? Should there be anger in a healing center? No, no. Imagine if there's anger in a temple, we won't feel the peace after going there. We won't feel the peace after going there. What do you think? What if we made this hospital a no anger zone? क्या लगता है? क्या हुआ? नहीं? अरे बेनिफिट है ना, हम भी नहीं डांटेंगे फिर हमको भी तो कोई नहीं डांटेगा ना. करें या नहीं करें? Who's ready? Let's make our zone, let's make our hospital a no anger zone. Yes or no? Sisters create anger or sisters receive anger? So sweet. That's why they're not raising their hand, because they don't have to do anything about it. I was once in a program, Nurses Day, only nurses, 1,000 nurses. And then we were talking about stress management. So I said, what's the cause of your stress? So I thought it would be like late, night duty, this, that, everything. Unanimous, one voice. What was the voice? Doctors gussa karte hain. And I'm like, ये बात का stress in your life, so there's so many challenging things to do. सुबह से रात तक you're on your feet, patients are behaving erratic, so many things are happening. So then I said, doctor तो कभी कभी गुस्सा करेगा, but patients तो can be quite erratic, no? Some patients shout them. So sweet they are. You know what they say? नहीं sister, वो तो बीमार है, तो हमें बुरा नहीं लगता उसका बिल्कुल भी, है ना? नहीं बुरा लगता ना उसका बिल्कुल भी. तो हमने उनको एक सीक्रेट दिया. जो गुस्सा करता है ना वो भी बीमार होता है. होता है नहीं होता? I'm emotionally unwell. No, even if it's for 1 minute. I'm emotionally unwell. I lost control over myself. And because they know the art, they're so good at it, that if somebody is not well, they can take anything from that person and still give that love, that care. It's such a beautiful quality. But they were not doing it with the doctors. Because with the doctor they said, ये थोड़ी बीमार है, ये ऐसे कैसे कर सकता है हमारे साथ. So then the next day one sister called up and I realized it's so easy. And one sister called up and she said, ये बहुत easy है. I said, what happened? She said, this morning 8 a.m. first surgery, वो आए as usual, सुबह सुबह उन्हें डांट दिया. 8 a.m. 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 8 a A surgery, an OT is not a place for anger. Right? Somebody outside is praying. Somebody outside is praying. How should we also be in that same? So anyway, she said, सुबह सुबह 8 बजे आज फिर उन्होंने डांट दिया. लेकिन जब उन्होंने डांटा आज, तो मैंने थॉट क्रिएट किया, बेचारे बीमार हैं. But the next thing was very important, what she said. She said, and suddenly मुझे एक थॉट आया, what can I do for them? Because a nurse is sanskar, no? Sanskar, that if somebody is not well, I have to do. So that is when the perspective shifts from you have hurt me to the perspective you are in pain and I am ready to take care of you emotionally. But actually anyone who reacts, anyone who loses control, and not just anger, jealousy, insecurity, ego, any negative emotion, it is emotionally unwell. Whether it's for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, once in a day, 10 times in a day, doesn't matter. They are emotionally unwell. We all know the art of healing people who are physically unwell, so it should be very easy for us to just shift it to another level that this person is emotionally unwell. But what are we doing with people who are emotionally unwell? We are consuming their emotional infection. And then we are saying, if you're unwell, then I'm also unwell. If you're going to get angry, I'm also going to create hurt. Who creates our thoughts and emotions? Who creates our thoughts and emotions? We, right? And yet we live a life saying, I'm angry because of, I'm upset because of, I'm irritated because of, I'm unhappy because of, and I'm happy also because of. It's not only negative. Anything nice, because it started from kindergarten only. In school we used to write an essay, happiest day of my life. Something nice had to happen outside for the happiest day of my life. And so obviously when something right happens, I'm happy, which means if something right doesn't happen, then I'm allowed to be unhappy. And that means everything that was happening here inside was dependent on outside. This is called emotional dependence. And when I become emotionally dependent, I need everybody around me to be perfect for me to be fine. Can people around me be my way always? Can they be my way always? No. But when I remember I am the creator of my thoughts, then I know that they are behaving their way, but I have the choice how to think when they behave that way. If someone doesn't behave the right way with me, can I be calm and stable? Can I be calm and stable and not get hurt? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? Yes or no? What do I have to do for that? Okay, close your eyes. Bring the last time on the screen of your mind when somebody did not behave the right way. It could be this morning, it could be in the last week. Someone was not the right way. Very clearly bring the scene. What did they do? It could be at work, it could be at home. How they spoke, what were their words, everything you say. And then bring the focus on yourself and see, how did I respond? First in my mind, what did I think? And then my response in my words, in my behavior, my body language. See it very clearly. And then keep the situation as it is. Nothing changing there. And just bring attention on yourself and see, if this same situation comes again, can I respond in another way? To the same situation, can I respond in another way? And then see yourself responding in another way. Whether in the mind, in the words, in the behavior, can I respond another way? Even if I have to say what I said, can I say it in another way? And say it with the intention of protecting myself and also empowering and healing the other person. Okay, how many feel we could have responded another way? We could have responded another way? That's all. That's the truth. That is the truth. That I could have responded another way, and that other way would be calmer, softer. Even if you're saying exactly the same thing, vocabulary could be a little more polite. And most important, talking about the mistake, not hitting at the person. जो आपने किया वो गलत था, आप गलत नहीं हैं. दोनों में बहुत फर्क होता है. लेकिन जब कोई गलती करता है हम कहते हैं आप. So we're not really working on what happened, we're hitting on them. And that is when my ego and their ego goes. Because when I hit at them, they defend themselves. And so the learning, the realization, the transformation, nothing happens out of it. And that's what's called an ego clash. So what we saw right now is what we do in meditation. Prepare ourselves in the morning that I am a peaceful being, powerful being, stable. In every scene today, whatever may be the stimulus, I will respond with peace and stability. Do you think if we keep it as a homework for 1 hour, we can do it? If you do it for 1 hour with attention, that whatever may be the scene today, I will respond with peace and stability, calm. How many can do for 1 hour? Personal guarantee. Personal guarantee? आप हाथ नहीं उठाओगे तो हम नहीं करेंगे आगे फिर. आप करेंगे? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. And calm and stability not just outside. Outside you'll always do it. Actually, it's our moral responsibility that no one should ever get angry with them. You know why? Because a doctor meets a patient only once or twice in a day for 5 minutes, sometimes less than 5 minutes. But they are the angels whose vibrations are exposed to the patient from morning to night and night to morning. So they are the healers. So if they get upset, so if I say one word to them and they are upset, which means I've created a karma where I'm allowing upset vibrations to radiate to my patients for the next probably 8 hours, 10 hours, or till they get healed. That's why it's very important to make the hospital a no anger zone. Because at the end of the day, we are in a place where all our emotions are not just our emotions, they are going into our... So galti hui thi. We are not saying they've not made a mistake, and we know it's a high crisis situation. Their mistake could have created something very big. Yes, but fear, hurt, humiliation creates bigger mistakes. I have seen in programs like this in a gathering, if you tell people switch off your mobile phones, invariably someone forgets to switch off. And then the phone will ring. And when the phone rings, 10 people will turn at them and stare at them like that. And I've seen a woman taking out the phone from her purse and her hand is going like this. And we wait, like no problem, switch off your phone, aram se. She can't switch it off. I've seen they can't because fear paralyzed, because everyone is suddenly staring at them with very negative energy. Samajh mein nahi aata, phone silent nahi kiya. And then I've seen people giving their phone to the person next to them, please put my phone on silence. This is what fear can do. This is what fear can do. You will not be able to do something which you can do even in deep sleep. Get up and switch off your phone. Because it's fear, it's energy, it's vibration which is coming to you. So even if there is something that has not gone right, our responsibility is to keep everyone's mind right and then get that thing right. But we will not be able to get things right if the mind gets upset. So OT to first should be a no anger zone. You all are not saying yes for a no anger zone. You don't have faith in yourself, or you don't have faith that everybody else can do it. Don't bother about everybody else. Do it for yourself. Put a no anger zone, very sweet little poster first in your cabin. And you know what's the best part of no anger zone? Even the patient is not allowed to get angry. They also not allowed. They've come into a no anger zone. How can they get angry? It's not only that we don't have to get angry. They also don't have to get angry. So if they get angry with you, tell them, Madam, हमारा हॉस्पिटल में एंगर अलाउड नहीं है. Why not? Why not? बोलो ये हीलिंग सेंटर है, यहाँ गुस्सा थोड़ी कर सकता है कोई. ये हीलिंग सेंटर है. द पेशेंट विल से हाँ हाँ सॉरी, अच्छा आप मेरा ये काम करके, अरे सडनली एवरीथिंग विल चेंज. Otherwise, because they are coming with their own, for small things, irritation, reaction, shouting, making a small thing big. Because people are nowadays working with the power of money, so they think if we pay, we can behave however we want. So earlier it was like Doctor Saab. Now it's like Doctor Saab, like that. Because we're paying good money, no? Similarly, it happens in schools. Earlier, the parents used to be like this in front of a teacher. Now they go shout at the teacher and come. Yeah, it's happening. Every school I go, they say the parents come and get angry here. In front of the child, they will get angry with the teacher. How will the teacher discipline the child after that? So when we make the hospital a no anger zone, that's one more big protection. They also not allowed to get angry. जो बोलना है आप प्यार से बोलो. And we also should not allow this kind of a behavior from them. We all heard, no, what happened in the Indigo flight few days back? I saw another thing a few weeks back. And there was this lady, and I was there, and just across there, and there was this lady who was talking very rudely. And the air hostess, she looked at her and she said, Madam, जब आप ठीक से बात करेंगे, तब मैं आपको सुनूंगी बात आपकी. And that lady got even more angry because she did not expect an air hostess to talk like that to her. She thought the air hostess would go, Hanji, madam, Hanji, madam. And she just looked at, and with respect, no disrespect at all, with respect and dignity, she said, Madam, मैं जा रही हूँ. जब आप ठीक से बात करेंगे, घंटी बजाना, मैं उसी टाइम आ जाऊंगी. And she walked off. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know why? Because when we become like this, they shout more. They shout more. They think we can manipulate over here. Do not allow people to behave like that just because they're paying money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But they should not be encouraged to create this kind of a culture because it's only going to harm them, because it is going to harm the vibration of the hospital. So they should not be allowed. You have to stop them then and there. यहाँ ऐसे नहीं चलता. Create a culture. आप आए हैं हमारे पास, है ना? हम नहीं गए थे ना किसी के घर, वो हमारे पास आए हैं. They will have to follow the rules and regulations of the place. But they will follow it if we can ask them to follow it if we are also following it. Just creating this one shift also will raise the vibration from here to here. Because you remove anger, you remove fear, you remove humiliation, you remove hurt. So much of a difference it creates. You feel calm and peaceful. And when that happens, you get that energy to start taking mastery over your mind. Mastery over your mind. So 2 things we're going to do from today. That's 2 homework for today. 1, we're not going to blame any situation and people for how we are feeling and saying, it's because of them that I'm doing this, feeling like this. 2, if someone doesn't behave right with me, we will create the right thoughts for them and send them blessings, and you see, within a few days, they will change. This is a done, guaranteed by millions of people. That if someone is not behaving right with you, you don't consume their emotional infection, you send them healing energy, which means you create blessings for them. You are powerful, you're peaceful, I'm sure you understand me, we accept each other. Send good vibrations, they will change. And when they change, We are protected, vibrations of the hospital are changing. Let's integrate simple lifestyle habits to raise our vibration. You're ready to do that? Ready to do that? Very simple. First thing, most of you, once you go home, you are at home. Very few would call in the middle of the night to say, okay, come back, right? Now, once you are home, to remember that you have been exposed to a lot of pain throughout the day. Even though you are exposed every day, so you don't even realize that you're getting exposed to pain, but you're getting exposed to a lot of pain throughout the day. So it's your moral responsibility to cleanse yourself before going to sleep. If you go to sleep with all that trauma that you have witnessed during the day, then in the night, that trauma which was on the top layer of the mind goes into the subconscious mind. And every day when it starts going into the subconscious mind during sleep, that is when it sets in. It sets in. So like after coming back from a hospital, you would like to take a shower so that you just clean yourself of everything. You should also take a shower here, which means this has to be cleaned. So in the night, keep 15 minutes for yourself before going to sleep. That's 15 minutes of self-care. First, 10 minutes. Consume pure, positive, powerful content, which means a book or an audio or a video in which every word is high vibration. Because I want to raise my vibrations, I have to consume content which is high vibration. So that's where spirituality plays a very important role. That every word which you will consume in that is shifting your vibration. Can we do for 10 minutes? That's emotional diet. Because if we don't do that, we will end up consuming that which is a negative diet. कोई TV serial, कुछ नहीं तो social media, रात को नहीं. News तो बिल्कुल नहीं. Enough trauma we've seen during the day. We're not going to consume anything more after going home. We're going to cleanse what we have consumed during the day, not consume more before going to sleep. 2 times are very powerful for the mind, just before sleeping and just when we wake up, because the subconscious mind is active in both these times. So these 2 times, 15 minutes in the night and 15 minutes in the morning, whatever you put onto your mind doesn't just go onto the mind, it goes deep down. So 10 minutes, pure positive content. Even if you're very late, 5 minutes. It's a diet. And then 5 minutes, just sit in silence. Clean things here. Any patient that you saw today which is still on your mind, aisa hua, ye hua, aisa kya kare. Instead of thinking about the patient and what happened, just connect to the divine and radiate a blessing to them. And your blessing will reach the hospital to them. But you're changing your thought there. The rest we will see tomorrow morning when we get back to the hospital. But do not sleep with a questioning mind or a disturbed mind or a mind which is creating some kind of fear what is going to happen to that person. Radiate a blessing to them before going to sleep. If you got angry with anybody during the day, say sorry to them before going to sleep. Can we say sorry to people? Sorry? Face to face? Or WhatsApp? How do you say sorry? So the best sorry is, if ego doesn't allow that, message. If ego doesn't allow that also, never mind. Sit in silence, send from here. But we need to send that because somebody there is in pain. And if I don't send that, their vibrations of pain will keep coming to me. So I have to do that. And if somebody did not behave right with you, forgive them before going to sleep. Forgive them before going to sleep. Can we do that also? Yes. If anybody appreciated you today, the amount of appreciation and blessings that you get, no profession gets. Can anybody else get any more blessings like than what you get? Imagine an IT professional sitting and working with a computer. All his lifetime doesn't even get one blessing. Doesn't even get one blessing. Doesn't get even any energy from his laptop. And for you, every step, thank you sister, thank you sister, thank you. How much thank you, how much gratitude, how much blessings. So rich in blessings that stress cannot be something you know also. Because you're earning lots of blessings. Do blessings work in practical life? Do blessings work in practical life? COVID showed us, and life also shows us, that money cannot do everything. Money cannot do everything. You must be seeing in the hospital every day. डॉक्टर साहब कितना भी पैसा ले लो, बस सब ठीक कर दो. डॉक्टर साहब के क्या अभी नहीं ठीक कर सकते. So money cannot do everything. But then that time doctor says, dua karo. Dua karo. So dua means an energy which I have earned and accumulated in my life. It has to get worked on that day. So what you do, irrespective of how many challenges there are and how tough it is, nobody earns these many blessings in their lifetime on a daily basis. And it's not just you earn it, your family also earns it. Your family also earns it. And दुआओं के लिए कहा जाता है, असंभव भी संभव होता है. Impossible becomes possible with the power of blessings. So every day remind yourself, I am the richest in the world. Because I earn so many blessings from the divine, When a patient gets treated and goes home, you forget. For you, then they are a name, the number. Most of them you'll forget unless they keep coming back for there. But they never forget you. So your blessings are not only for those many days while they are in the hospital treatment. Blessings for a lifetime. They won't forget the doctor. They won't forget the sister. They won't forget anybody. So imagine one treatment and so many blessings. Which profession gets this? Not a single profession on the planet. So don't focus on the challenges of the profession. Focus on the benefits of the profession. Now, last thing just before going to sleep. 10 thoughts. You will write it down or record them. And you will start doing them from tonight before going to sleep. First thought. I am a powerful being. We are creating those thoughts which we want to become. Because repeated thoughts are affirmations. And affirmations become a reality. Sankalp se siddhi hoti hai. Thoughts become a reality. So first thought, I am a powerful being. Second thought, I am calm and stable always. I am calm and stable always. Third, I am fearless, I am confident. Fourth, I am an angel of God. I am an angel of God. Fifth, I accept everyone. Everyone accepts me. And all my relationships stand on respect and trust. I accept everyone. Everyone accepts me. All my relationships, that means at home, at work, with patient, with colleagues, everybody stands on respect and trust. My mind and body is perfect, healthy, always. My mind and body are perfect and healthy, always. I am a giver. I'm a giver means I don't need anything. I only give. Then, every patient interaction is a divine experience. Every patient interaction is a divine experience. Then, one affirmation for your workspace, healing center, hospital. Everything is smooth. Everyone is healed. And everyone is perfect and back home. Create this every day for your hospital. Everything is smooth, which means so much happens in a hospital. Everything is smooth. Everyone is healed. And each one is perfect and back home. Last, God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Visualize a divine white light energy circle around you. This is a high vibration PPE kit. It does not allow low vibration virus to enter inside, which means other people's vibrations. God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Second, draw that same circle of protection around the whole hospital. God's power and blessings is a whole divine circle of protection around the whole campus. Everyone is safe. Everyone is secure. My life is perfect. My life is perfect. ठीक है? That's it. 10 thoughts. I am a powerful being. I am calm and stable always. I am fearless. I am confident. I am an angel of the divine. I am a giver. What else? My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. I accept people. People accept me. All my relationships stand on trust and respect. Every patient interaction is a divine experience. Everything is smooth. Everyone is healed. Everyone is back home safe. God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me and a divine circle of protection on the hospital. 10 thoughts. Every night, keep a diary near your pillow. Every night, write it once. It will take less than 1 minute. Every night, write it as the last thing before going to sleep. After that, no talking to anyone, no seeing the phone, nothing. So this is the last thought on your mind. Next 6-7 hours, this thought is going to get vibrated through your mind and body. Because it's the last sankalp that you have taken before going to sleep. Easy? Easy? Possible? Who can do it? If you see the vocabulary of what we have written, it is exactly the opposite of what we are experiencing, but it is what we want to become. So Sankalp se Siddhi means what you want to become, create a thought, I am. And when you start experiencing this, you will be able to do miracles with your patients. Whatever you want them and their body to manifest, you start writing, my body is this. Anyone going through any personal health issue, put an affirmation. Blood pressure high, put an affirmation. My blood pressure is normal, 120/80. My cholesterol is normal, but put an affirmation. Next 6 hours, the mind is going to give that vibration to the body. That is called miracles. That's called miracles in the medical field, where the body doesn't respond according to scientific predictions, but the power of the mind heals the body. Does power of the mind work with the body? Yes. So, but the mind will have to give that instruction. We do that with a lot of patients. We just stand in front of the doctor and we say, doctor, what do you want that doctor? What do you want in that body to happen? He say, ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है, उसको ऐसे ऐसे होना चाहिए. अच्छा, create a thought. Create a thought. Because if you walk into the room and then you tell the patient, oh, आपका आज ये ठीक नहीं हो रहा है. Next 24 hours the patient will say, ठीक नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक नहीं हो रहा है. डॉक्टर साहब बोल के गए ठीक नहीं हो रहा है. Then the caregivers, ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक नहीं. Next day it will be. So when we give information, we also need to tell them how to think right about that information, because they will think wrong about that information and escalate the issue. So we say अभी ये हो रहा है, लेकिन आपको ऐसा सोचना है कि ये बिल्कुल ठीक है, ये ऐसा है, और आपकी बॉडी रिस्पॉन्ड करेगी इसके साथ. This is called Sankalp se Siddhi. It is power of the mind. Miracles only means mind overriding scientific prediction. And India is a country where we can create maximum miracles and show them to the world. Because we have spiritual principles, we have meditation, we have yoga, we have everything. So just before going to sleep, create these 10 thoughts, write. Wake up, first thing in the morning, say them. First thought, I am powerful, I am peaceful, 30 seconds. Then during the day, just before you have your meal, you are eating in a hospital, there's a lot of vibration around you. Sit with your food for 5 minutes. You don't need more than 5-10 minutes to eat. But spend the first 30 seconds, look at your food. I'm a powerful being, I'm peaceful. Because how we pray before eating, so pray and say those vibrations to the food. So when you say, I'm calm and stable, you are cleaning the vibration of stress from the food which is there in the air. जैसा अन्न वैसा मन होता है. So food has a very, very deep impact on the mind. Water has a very deep impact on the mind. Very deep. So never have food just before, like you would never eat without washing your hands, never eat without cleaning the energy of your food. Not necessarily just in a hospital, even at home. We do it even in a meditation center. Even though the food has been cooked with meditation, then even then, when it comes in our plate, 10 seconds, pause, not to start eating. And connect, say the high affirmations, then start eating. Changes the energy of the food. It's like your last garnishing has to be with the right energy. Easy to do that? So once in the night, once in the morning, 5 seconds short affirmations just before eating, just while drinking water, just while walking, anything that's causing any discomfort, change the thought, I'm a powerful being. Change your thought, situations will change. Change your thought, people will change. Change your thought, your body will heal. Change your thought, relationships will change. Change your thought, treatment, healing results will change. That is the power of the mind. So we are all using the power of science. Along with that, we need to use the power of mind. That is when medicine and faith healing will come together, and that's when miracles happen. You want to create miracles? Don't we want to create miracles? You see the power of the mind. Tell the patient, ये दवा का ना ये side effect होता है. अच्छे से वो identical side effects create करके लाते हैं. And now since the time we have online, they go and study all the side effects. I met a doctor the other day, he said this patient did not have any side effects for the last 5 years with the same medicine. Now she went and studied it and now she has side effects. She was taking that medicine for 5 years. Information. Information is power. Information, thoughts, vibration, vibrations manifest and becomes result. So medically, when we give information, we have to be very careful of the vocabulary, the language, every word should be high vibration, because you will leave after giving the information. They will create the thoughts and manifest it into a reality. Affirmation is not spirituality which we cannot talk about in hospital. Affirmation is the science of the mind. It's the science of the mind, and every doctor is allowed to talk about it. Think right. Think this way and your body will respond. The patient's mind and the caregiver's mind plays a role in healing. Does it play a role in healing? Yes. Use that power. Don't say आप आओ हम आपको ठीक कर देंगे. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. आप आओ हम इलाज करेंगे. आपका मन और आपके परिवार का मन उस हीलिंग का आधा हिस्सा है. 50% our work, 50% your work. Then they will take care. Otherwise they're shouting, they're screaming, they're fighting at home. How will the body get healed? And if you tell them, they will change. Because वो कहेंगे डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा है. बट अगर डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा नहीं, गुस्सा तो करना ही पड़ता है, फिर गुस्सा करते हैं. And one more experiment which you can do, which is very important, effect of a plant-based diet. It needs to change the belief system which said an animal-based diet is healthy. An animal-based diet is high in nutrients, high in proteins, high in vitamin B12, high in, D3, all that, but not healthy, because it is death. It is death. And death, before death, we have pain, aggression, fear, hatred, violence, and death. It's not health. It's not health. But we have to experiment with that. Experiment. Jaisa an, vaisa man. Cannot consume the food which has so much pain. You see pain. You see what happens to a person when they are in pain, when they're diseased, when they're leaving the body. How can we put that energy into ourselves and call that health? It's not health. It's energy of death. High in nutrients. But that too we can get with a plant-based diet. The West has started talking about it. We should be the country who should be talking about it. Everybody comes to you and say, Doctor Sahab, right lifestyle बता दीजिए. अच्छा खाओ. अच्छा खाओ क्या? क्या सही है? एंड अगर हम इसको नहीं चेंज करते तो एवरीबडी कम्स से नहीं डॉक्टर बोलते हैं नॉन वेज खाना चाहिए. इट्स डीप कर्मा. टेक केयर ऑफ द कर्मा. Take care of the karma. We radiated this belief system. So even those who don't want to eat, they are eating saying doctor ने कहा है non-veg खाना चाहिए. No. Experiment. Then, not on hearsay. Experiment. See which one feels healthier for the mind and for the body. Experience, then speak. And for that we have to experiment with both to see the difference. If we are on an animal-based diet. It's जैसा अन्न वैसा मन and जैसा मन वैसा तन. Complete healing. Let's take a minute of silence before we take your questions. Sit back. Focus your energy to the center of the forehead. It's the energy center. Where I create my every thought and feeling, my vibrations, my aura, my energy field. I am a divine being. Divinity, purity is my personality. My every thought is selfless. Seva. Seva is the purpose of my life. I am a healer. My vibrations heal. My vibrations energize. My vibrations empower. My vibrations transform people. I am a healer. What a fortune to heal people. Everything I watch, read, listen, eat and drink is high vibrational. What I watch, read, listen, eat and drink. God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Visualize divine energy light circle around you. This is my aura. It radiates to everyone. What I think, what I speak, how I behave is healing people. It's not about me, it's about them. It's healing them. I am an angel of the divine, radiating happiness and health to all.